Squadron, fall in. Place, fall in. Report. Report.
First on, 4 cadets present.
Second online, 4 cadets present. Third online, 5 cadets present.
Flight reports. 14 cadets present.
Sir, squadron reports, 16 cadets present. Sir, squadron reports, 16 cadets present.
Seats.
Squadron, seats.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special occasion as we recognize the change in leadership for the 121st Rickenbacker Air National Guard Base Composite Squadron from Captain Jason Burks to Captain Degailovich. The officiator for tonight's ceremony is Major Alan Verplatz, the Southeast Group Commander. I will be the Master of Ceremony today. I'm Major Nick Dixon. We ask that you please silence any cell phones that you have. And we are joined today by a number of special and distinguished guests. Please hold all applause until the introductions are complete. So the special guests for Captain Burks tonight, we've got Second Lieutenant McKenna Esmond, 121st Squadron Historian. We also have Mr. Rui Goncalves, the Head of Operations for Vista America. Special guest for Captain Degailovich tonight is Amanda, Brian, and Jackson Lee, Deborah and Ted Skrzynecki. Other distinguished guests we have with us today, we've got Colonel David Degailovich, Ohio Wing Commander. Ohio Wing Senior Enlisted Leader, Command Sergeant Major, or Command Master Sergeant Craig Cox. Craig Cox. And we also have Senior Master Sergeant Ken Fisher, the Group NCO Advisor as well. We also have, I think that was it. Well, thank you very much for coming today. Finally, we want to welcome all the commanders, both past and present, that are here. We want to take time out of the busy day that came to be part of our event here at the 121st. So from the ancient times, armies throughout the world have conducted ceremonies to commemorate victory over the enemy, to honor comrades in arms, to celebrate special occasions such as the change of command. History reveals that in the Middle Ages, it was not uncommon for the soldiers in the field to be unaware of whom the commanders were or what they looked like. The formal change of command afforded these soldiers the opportunity to witness these proceedings and actually see their commanders. The Continental Army of the United States conducted the first official ceremonies in America, and this was the basis from which this present ceremony is derived. Today, the primary purpose for the change of command is to allow subordinates to witness the formal transfer of responsibility, authority, accountability from one officer to another. These ceremonies have added color and pageantry to military life while also preserving tradition and stimulating esprit de corps. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party. Yeah, just left face.
Perfect. Oh.
The face to the front. Perfect. All right, face front. Please join me for the invocation. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for all that you have done for us. Thank you for Captain Burks' leadership this time that he's been here at the 121st. We look forward to your ongoing guidance for Captain Degailovich, for her command, and please be with us as we enjoy these proceedings. In your holy name we pray, amen. Please be seated. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce the Ohio Wing Commander, Colonel David Degailovich, for a few remarks.
I can shoot you.
I guess I got a speaking part.
I do want to welcome everybody here. Some of you, especially the old people like Himes and those guys, know I used to be commander of 115 when I moved to Columbus. That was my first command in Ohio. Was the squadron that became the 121st. So it's near and dear to my heart. We grew. Real quick story. When we moved here. I had 6 months to either grow the squadron or close it. And when my wife and I joined the squadron, we doubled the senior membership. Okay, and we grew the squadron, and this is what we got here. So you guys have done well. The change of command is very simple. It's literally going to take 2 minutes to do, but it is so important to know who the new commander is. Now, normally in CAP, the old commander doesn't leave, because where are you going to go? Whereas in the Air Force, as soon as you do a change of command, you never see the old commander because they're gone. You're going to do that though. He's leaving. So, but he's going to be moving somewhere else temporarily. But normally we don't get that. We don't get that option. So that's why the change of command is so important for the cadets especially, because you have to know who the new commander is. There's always somebody in charge, always. So the new commander, congratulations, Captain Burks, on a successful thing. And if the group commander would have got me the award just a little bit before I got here, we could have presented him his commendation medal. We'll approve that as soon as I get home tonight, and we're going to present it later to him. But he would get a commendation medal for successfully completing. Believe it or not, a lot of commanders don't successfully complete their terms or sentence, whichever you prefer. So it's a good thing, and we welcome the new captain. Fortunately for her, she's got a built-in resource. So it kind of helps a little bit when she wants to know something. She's figuring out really quick. I don't know a lot of stuff. I know where to find it, but I don't know a lot of stuff. And welcome her aboard. I think it's going to be really good. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick, we have some things coming up next year. The conference is going to be in May. I know it's way far out, May 22nd, but that's going to be my change of command we're going to have a new wing commander at that point. So that's something you want to go to, especially cadets. You want to go see the change of command at the upper level. Because one of the general officers from CAP will be here to do that change and stuff. It's a good opportunity to meet them and that. And then we also have dates for encampment next year already. They're the same weeks, first week in June. So mark it on your calendar. Don't miss it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we conduct the actual change of command ceremony, one of the things that we want to give the outgoing commander the opportunity to do is to provide the awards, achievements, and promotions that he was here to provide the leadership for you guys while you were working on those. So we're going to start off first with promotions, and then we will go from there.
You gotta learn how to do it at some point.
Sure.
Starting off, Cadet Caleb Huddleston, report to Squadron Commander. Cadet Nelson, Cadet Noah, and Cadet Scott. These cadets are being promoted to Airman First Class. It's their second achievement, named after Hap Arnold.
Yep, perfect. All right, so I try to make these fun and quick. They're earning their second. What's the second one? What? Hap Arnold. What's he known for? Yeah. Come on.
Thank you, General of the Air Force.
Next, we have Cadets Dixon and Mock.
Of course. I'll just give it to you.
Dixon, 122. Thank you, sir.
Oh, no. They're already doing like 5 jobs right now. Well, if she gets blood cleans, that's.
In case I didn't mention, they are being promoted to senior airmen. They're gonna start working on their Wright Brothers Awards. And you've only been with us since February.
How about Pace? Congratulations. Congratulations.
Cadet Staff Sergeant Elise Barton.
This one's for them.
Good stuff, sir.
Cadet Barton is being promoted to Technical Sergeant. It's the Rickenbacker Award,
Oh. Sound familiar?
our namesake.
How about Pace? That'll be all. Congratulations.
And last but not least, we have the Master Sergeant twins. Master Sergeant Height and Master Sergeant Zach.
Still doing it together, wow.
These guys joined at the same time, and they have been in lockstep getting promoted at the same time, the whole way. They are being promoted to Senior Master Sergeant.
Yeah, I know. Oh, really great. I don't know. Might be able to swim. Are you sure? I should hope so too. Yeah. Guys ready to be chiefs? I'm excited to be good. Yeah, so these are fantastic. Let's see if this work no more. It wouldn't play. That'll be all. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. These are achievement awards for the squadron. It's a little bit of my token appreciation. They're giving out a little bit more than the rest of them, but I took the time and I really thought about what each senior member had done for me personally, for the cadets, and for the squadron. And I wish I could read it all, but we'd be here all night. So I know some people aren't here. That's just due to being summer break. Thank you, phone. So Second Lieutenant Kevin Burley, Senior Master Sergeant Compton, you just please kind of stand up here. Major Nicholas Dixon, Captain Linda Degavich, Lieutenant Susan Kibbe, Lieutenant David Leslie, Senior Master Sergeant Norm Link, Lieutenant Angela McCoy, Major Paul Pillar, who's not here yet, Sergeant Serency, Sergeant, that is right, Sergeant Serency, McKenna Assman.
You got too many sergeants, you need to share them with the rest of the...
I'm sorry?
You got too many sergeants, you need to share them with the rest of the group.
No! That's why we have such a good squadron. Genuinely, and I will say this really quick, that is why we have such a good squadron, is because of... They can't even fit on stage. Keep moving down. They can't fit on stage. That's how important these guys are to me. And I have been so thankful for each and every one of you. I ain't gonna cry. But I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you. I could not have done this without them. Raise your hand if you were here with 115 originally. 3. Yeah, we'll count you. Right. So four people. And so we grew this this senior corps, which again, there's more people here, but we grew this senior corps. Actually, I also want you to stand up. Lieutenant Hamilton at that point. He was a large part of the squadron. He actually kept our finances in order. And Major Beckman behind us, actually, for those of you who don't know, he was the squadron commander. He was the last squadron commander of 115 due to a technicality from National. So we technically have a lot of senior members here. We have a lot of squadron members here. And I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you. So I'm not going to do take and shake. I don't know how to do that. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, second. Sorry, Miss Essman. Second Lieutenant Essman. Lieutenant David Leslie. Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's been. Angela, thank you so much. Oh, of course, we can't. Oh, yes, that is yours as well. Thank you, sir. Each and every one of them has had a huge impact on your cadets, on my running as a squadron, and my maturity as a squadron commander, all in different ways. So please do give them a big round of applause because I can't do this, it's them. So.
Is that it? Okay. Very good. Wonderful. One more round of applause for everybody. Okay, at this time I want to introduce a former cadet, well I guess he's still technically a cadet, but he's a cadet of the cadets. He's an Air Force Academy cadet. Cadet Chase Hamilton requested to take a moment to speak in light of Captain Burks' change in command, and so the floor is yours, Cadet Hamilton.
Well, as we gather here for this important day, I really want to make sure we took the time to appreciate all that Captain Burks has done for the squadron and unit over his time as commanders, and so I want to make sure we took the time to do that because parents, guests, senior members, and cadets, my dad can attest that on the way home from Civil Air Patrol meetings, we have a pretty similar routine. After every meeting, without fail, we have a conversation that runs just about the same way every time. All right, to be honest, it's a lot less of a conversation and a lot more of him being a patient listener as I go on and on about how Civil Air Patrol meetings fill my cup. Yeah, my cup, that little thing inside you that makes you feel full in the soul. But before you write me off for just being a CAP fanatic, no, it's not the classes on inclement weather, the uniforms, or drill. If I'm being honest, I could probably do all that in my basement. But I keep coming back for a different reason. I love Civil Air Patrol meetings, because whether I'm sitting in the back or speaking here in the front, I get to look out into the future leaders of business, our communities, and our country. For that, I know there's some individuals we've got to thank. And parents, you're 99% of the reason we have these fantastic young men and women in front of us today. But the remaining portion belongs to those teachers, coaches, mentors, and yes, Civil Air Patrol senior members who aid in the shaping of these young hearts and minds into good, decent, and productive human beings. One of those individuals is Captain Jason Burks. Jason is a man who cares deeply about Civil Air Patrol and its missions. But more importantly to me, he cares even more about the people in his squadron. From the smallest cadet to the oldest senior member, Captain Burks takes a genuine interest into their life, inquiring about schoolwork, sports, work, and anything else that might be occupying their lives or weighing heavy on their minds. I've seen on so many occasions, time after time, meeting after meeting, Captain Burks take the time to personally connect with a cadet and ask them how they're doing. Not in a casual greeting, but in a legitimate question, demanding an honest answer. If they share difficulties, he'll listen, hear them out, and offer advice, often taking the time to remind them of the prioritization of school and share the importance of time management and extracurriculars. Jason's concern for cadets doesn't begin at 7 o'clock on Monday evening and end at 9. He cares about them as a whole person, their grades, their sports, their struggles, and their futures. That servant leadership and example I hope everyone takes the opportunity to learn from. I most certainly did. Beyond his concern for their day-to-day lives, Captain Burks also excels in ensuring that our squadron's cadet program has the opportunity to blossom. I still vividly remember the first meeting of this squadron when I excitedly sat down with Captain Burks to share my vision for the squadron. He was just as excited to support it. He encouraged cadets to lead, to experiment, to fail, and perhaps most importantly, to learn from that failure. He let us regroup, learn, and try again. He didn't just seize back control. That's rare. And I know a lot of parents right now can relate to the experience of being the passenger while your teenagers are learning to drive. Well, Captain Burks has pretty much been doing the same thing as commander for the last 4 years. And I know he knows, as well as you know, that it's not easy to let go of the steering wheel, the gas pedal, and the brake. But that in the long run, it's better and in these kids' best interests that they learn how to drive. That is truly a tough thing to do and speaks volumes to your wisdom, tact, and character. These accomplishments by themselves are remarkable for any commander, but the conditions under which Captain Burks thrived makes them all the more incredible. Coming out of the pandemic, Civil Air Patrol was reeling. After being pushed off base, trudging through virtual meetings, and struggling with progression, recruitment became nearly impossible, and retention took a catastrophic nosedive. Civil Air Patrol locally was in a perilous, if not condemned, position. Against that backdrop, Captain Burks had the titanic task of merging two geographically diverse groups of cadets and senior members, with all their squadron customs, traditions, gear, and meeting locations into a cohesive team. My memory of the merger is the squadron gathering for a potluck, and then happily riding off into the sunrise of a new era. Somehow, Captain Burks made the merger literally look like a picnic. In reality, we know that couldn't be farther from the truth. The further removed I am from that critical juncture, the more shocking and impressive his feat becomes. To me, it seems like all the odds were stacked against him, and yet he excelled. With continual Great Start programs, and by hosting initial Great Start programs that truly enabled our squadron to have a great start, we've never had a trouble with recruitment since, and retention also stands at a level far beyond anything I've ever witnessed in a CAP unit. He also has an incredible knack for getting cadets interested in Civil Air Patrol and keeping their interest through the distracting times of the instant gratification era, continuing to have them show up to meetings and be with us here today. To see these successes, sir, I know you invested countless hours of work and sacrifice for the benefit of all of us here today. Though the accomplishments I've listed and the ones I'm about to are not singularly yours, they never would have happened without you. While I might not have a tally of the hours, the scoreboard I read is as follows. If you're on this room today on base, you're here because of Jason Burks. If you're in the squadron today, you're here because of Jason Burks. If you're here with the chance to learn, grow, develop amongst other cadets and senior members, you have that opportunity thanks to the work and efforts of Jason Burks. Whether they know your name or not, generations of cadets will benefit from the foundation you built. So as you begin your next endeavors and commence a new exciting chapter in your life, you cannot leave without knowing that all the fine men and women who will graduate from the 121st, who go on to lead our businesses, our communities, and yes, our country, knew the benefits of Civil Air Patrol, its core values, its discipline, and all its other wonderful aspects because of the hand you played in making the squadron a reality and making it a tremendous success. When I look out in that crowd, the future looks bright and my cup is overflowing, meeting after meeting. At this rate, I'm going to need a bucket to carry away all the joy, inspiration, and optimism I get from this bunch, thanks to the legacy you leave behind. Dad, when we drive home tonight, I think you're going to have to listen to my monologue one more time, because once again, my cup is full. I know I speak on behalf of all cadets when I say your example and leadership have played a deeply impactful role in my life, making me a profoundly better human being. And in my book, there's no bigger accomplishment than that.
Thank you, Cadet Hamilton. Before you leave, though, I want to take a moment to ask to get the back rest of my checklist there.
I spilled all of it. I was just, yeah.
The only thing left up here was, and that's a wrap.
Well, I guess I stick commander.
Well, thank you very much. At this time, it's my pleasure to go ahead and introduce Captain Jason Burks.
Well, Colonel, you kind of stole some of my thunder. Give me a second to bring it up. I didn't know how to write. So when I was at Auburn, essentially, the squadron I was at, change of command was, you moved on. You did what you had to, and you just kind of moved on from it. And so when Captain Gavich and everyone said, no, you need to have a truce change of command, that was what really kind of drove me to understand what's going on. I apologize, I'm still trying to find it. I have your letter. Here it is. So distinguished cadets, senior members, my friends, my colleagues, my coworker, my boss. There is a quiet moment at the end of command that I've realized twice now that with the rush of last minute promotions, personal changes, things going on, it's not going to be perfect. That's Civil Air Patrol. It's not going to be perfect. No matter how perfect we want it to be, it's not going to be perfect. The squadron starts moving on, and you kind of wonder, is that all I can do? Have I done enough? I still remember my first meeting at OH-115, which was at Whitehall. I had just come up from commanding a squadron in Auburn, had no idea why they put me in charge of this squadron, and I walked into the Whitehall VFW with my blues, not the ones we're wearing, but what the cadets are wearing right now. As I walked in, I introduced myself to the team, and within minutes, Sergeant Fisher said, "Take off the tie, it looks stupid." So that was my official welcome to the Squadron and Ohio Wing, and let's just say, boy did Ohio Wing have stuff in store for us. Not long after the squadron came together, I got the assignment. Congratulations, you're now merging with another squadron. On paper and reality, bringing two struggling units together under one banner was a massive feat and was a massive gamble. We weren't sure if the squadron was going to survive truly. This merger came like every other, with its own set of problems that I wasn't really sure how to get through, but through hard work, dedication, and growing the squadron, growing the senior members I have, it's become this. So over these past 3 years, my fiance McKenna can attest, the squadron has become my child. I've poured my heart, my time, my soul, my sanity into this unit, put it before my own free time, my hobbies, my boss is here. And if we're completely honest, sometimes before work. And he knows that, and I've even put it before sometimes my fiance and my family. I gave everything to this unit because on a piece of paper, my name's on it, but I don't run the squadron. It's those who were sitting here, it's those who were standing here a few minutes ago, those who are running the squadron. It's not me. I get to look in the background and see all the beauty that comes of it. So look at where we started. A VFW with informal habits, 2 hurting units versus what is in this room today. It's because you endured the growing pains and you came through it. Cadets, you dealt with an organization, personal clashes, and yet it was you who decided to make the squadron extraordinary. For a long time, people would ask me, well, when's the merger going to be officially over? I couldn't give them a date, couldn't give them a time. Was it when we got our QCUA? Maybe the first time? Maybe. But no, it came as we changed the guard. The great starts, the personnel changes, and the inevitable turnover that comes with CAP. Every squadron commander's had it. The only person left to carry those old numbers, 115 and 210, were those that raised their hand. Myself, Captain Nagavich, Ron, and Leslie. Oh, and 210. Well, yeah, of course, 210 with Norm, and yeah, I think you're the only one. But we also had the cadets. Some of our highest ranking now cadets were the ones that came there. They became your leaders. So congratulations. But now here you are, 121. You didn't inherit those old habits. You didn't inherit those old rivalries. You turned this place into a powerhouse. You've flown on KC-135. You've executed scientific research for NASA during the solar eclipses, and you have represented Civil Air Patrol, not only in your community, not only in your state, but in the halls of Congress. And that's a pretty big feat. You even cheered on as one of our own, got his spots cadet, and went off to the Air Force Academy, knowing that he was the role model to be like. You didn't just survive or join the merger, you built this squadron, you redid it, and you turned the lights back on. To the senior staff, genuinely thank you for all your selfless mentorship, your quiet sacrifice behind the scenes, and for these cadets, a unit worthy of potential. They did not see what you gave behind the scenes, but I did. I knew the hours, the days, the weeks you have put into this squadron, and I can't thank you enough. Early on, when the chaos of the merger was happening, I felt I had to steer the ship my way. My way or the highway. And I quickly learned that was right, but wrong. And I'll be blunt. Someone told me a truth that I never understood until just a few hours ago, that this was never my squadron. My name might be on the dotted line, but it's your squadron. So thank you for standing beside me every single day. To the cadet leadership, current and past, thank you for stepping up and staying with it when things were chaotic, and for setting the standards and leaving this program stronger for the next generation. And to the cadets yourselves, understand that this is a journey. Colonel Hamilton, the lieutenants, they didn't get to where they were just by coming in here day to day. They worked their butts off to get to where they were. The only way you get better is hard work, time, and dedication. We are a leadership and learning laboratory. We will allow you to fail, but it's up to you to get back up. To Lieutenant Esmond, thanks for stepping into this crazy world with me, supporting this mission, supporting me, and sharing the weight and sometimes extreme hardships that came with being squadron commander. Ruby, thank you for putting up with this entirely. On the days when my mind wandered at work, they were in these halls. They were thinking about these people. They were trying to figure out how to run a squadron. And between Vista and CAP, because of your mentorship and because of what it takes to navigate a merger, I learned how to manage time, I learned how to manage people, and I learned how to enjoy it, which is something that is very hard for me, being my anxiety. But thank you for your advice. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your counseling. And thank you for everything you've done, because it means more to me than you will realize. Finally, to my chain of command above. Not sure what you expected when a 22-year-old comes and says, yeah, I can do squadron command. I kind of told you I was unorthodox. But then you gave me the reins. And I hope that this squadron, which in we, the seniors, the cadets, and myself, are most proud of, and I hope that we have exceeded your expectations. So my time to step back has come, and this story was never about my command. It's always about your grit, your determination, and your commitment. These aren't my accomplishments, they are the squadron's. I've just had the best seat in the house, to watch you all grow and flourish. So thank you for giving me the honor to stand beside you and work with you. And heck, I can't wait to see what comes next. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the change of command ceremony. One of the oldest military traditions is the passing of a unit flag, symbolizing the passing of authority from the outgoing commander to the new commander, which we will witness today. Major Ruplats, with your permission, I'll publish the order. Attention orders. Under provisions of Civil Air Patrol Regulation 20-1, Part 14, Captain Linda Degevich assumes command of the 121st Rickenbacker Air National Guard Base Composite Squadron from Captain Jason Burks, effective 27 July 2026.
Sir, I relinquish command.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Linda Gage,
Having been appointed the commander
having been appointed commander
of the United States Civil Air Patrol,
of the United States Civil Air Patrol,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and comply with the Constitution,
that I will support and comply with the Constitution,
bylaws, and regulations
bylaws, and regulations
of the United States Civil Air Patrol,
of the United States Civil Air Patrol,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
that I will,
that I will,
well and faithfully,
well and faithfully,
discharge the duties of the office
discharge the duties of the office
upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I am about to enter,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please be seated. It is my pleasure to welcome the commander of the 121st Rickenbacker Air National Guard Base Composite Squadron, Captain Linda Degevich.
Had enough of speeches in? One more little one, not too long. Good evening, honored guests. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to come and share this night with us. And thank you for coming out to support our change of command. We say goodbye to Captain Burks as he transitions to take a more active role at the group level. Thank you, Captain Burks, for your leadership through multiple moves, mergers of Units 115 and 210 to become OH-121, the virtual meetings, EAL snafus, multiple great starts, and cadet achievements. You guided 121 through many transitions, and we sincerely thank you. Don't be a stranger. Come back and visit. Often. Speaking of transitions, we've moved. Don't know if you noticed. The 121st Air Refueling Wing has given us a new space in Building 887, just across the back parking lot and to the last building on the right. We will gain more space and lockable storage. Since all this happened on Friday, our new space will be a work in progress as we settle in to make it our own. Bear with us as we make adjustments, and there will be many. While things are changing, the outstanding individuals, cadets, and senior members who work together to make our squadron excel will continue to hold true to our core values of respect, integrity, excellence, and volunteer service. Going forward, I envision our squadron continuing to take ownership of cadet programs, emergency services, and aerospace education. We will continue to maintain our quality unit status, grow leaders, take responsibility and be accountable for all of our actions, build our ground team and through training, take advantage of orientation flights when offered, expand our knowledge of aerospace, communicate openly, and challenge ourselves to promote healthy choices in lifelong physical fitness. My goals for our unit are to establish a viable year-long plan for squadron meetings. We will create a plan, stick to the plan, and upon occasion have to adjust the plan. But because we have a plan, those adjustments will go much faster and better. We will have a calendar and follow through with that calendar. We will support our cadets and senior members as they advance their careers through training and mentoring. I myself am a lifelong learner. I understand that I don't know everything. Sometimes I wonder if I know anything. But I am willing to learn and will seek out knowledge to help me grow as a leader. I expect the same of you. We are grateful for the continued support of our parents who show up. We appreciate their commitment to transporting our cadets to weekly meetings, weekend activities, and treats promotions. You guys rock. Things are changing. Change is hard. We can do hard things. Our cadets and senior members will rise to any challenges. We will face them as a team. I'm honored to work with outstanding individuals, and I'm proud to know them. I look forward to seeing their success as they become their best selves. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to join you on this journey.
Thank you very much. Well, at this time, since I was asked to fill in as the chaplain, and I apologize, I'm a Lutheran, so here we go. This is your benediction, please rise. May the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with favor and grant you his peace. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
At this time, please stand as we watch the exit of the official party, and that will conclude our ceremony. And there will be refreshments and a reception immediately following. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's ceremony. We thank you for attending and invite you to stay for a reception honoring Captain Burks and Captain Dugalovich. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.